Well, as you can see, finally I am back, and it's been a while since I've seen you guys, or talked to you guys, I should say. And I am back with a showcase video. So it's been some time. I'm finally excited to get this train rolling again. I've got some exciting inventory that we're working on that we're gonna get through, and have many more showcase videos here moving forward. But today, I think many of you saw the video that I posted about a week ago where I was driving a 2013 200 Series Land Cruiser. Today is the payoff day, and this is where I will showcase this Land Cruiser that I was driving in that last video. So instead of looking at my ugly face, let me turn this around, and this is what we've got. This is a 2013 200 Series Land Cruiser, obviously. This car has 135,000 miles, and it is going to end up rolling to 136,000 miles before it sells, because I think it's about 4 miles away. And by the time I do my test drive, I would say that it's likely it's going to be in that 136,000 miles. Really nice, again, low mileage, all things considered, car here. This is a 2-owner car. It's been in the Midland, Texas area since new. As always, of my cars will have really good service history, and this was serviced at Toyota since new as well. Some of the more recent service that I just did the rear brake. I just serviced the rear brakes. We did an alignment and an oil change as well. That was all that was really due at this time. In March of this year, the front brakes were serviced, spark plugs were done, fuel injection treatment was done, among a few other things. So not anything on the immediate horizon that's going to need to be done here. Radiator's already been replaced. I'm going to go over that here in just a minute, and we'll discuss that. But overall, really nice car here. It's been a while since I've had a 200 Land Cruiser, not an LX. So I'm always excited for that. I love buying and selling these things, finding them, turning them over to you guys. So without further ado, we will start with what this one comes with, and then I will do the get on to the monitors, and we will start our video. All right, so here we are. This is going to be everything that comes with the vehicle. We do have a full set of books here. We do have a DVD remote, which, as we know, that can be important for those of you who care. Some of you do not care, but those are expensive, and not all the time do we get those. So that's always nice. Full set of tools here. There is no wheel lock on this car, so you don't have anything to worry about there. And I'm sure some of you are wondering what's in the box. And what's in the box is headlights, and that would be because I put headlights in this specific 200, because these headlights, the lenses themselves, especially up top, were very cracked, and more so on this one. You can see there, look what the heat does to these. I don't know why they went to this plastic that just cracks and deteriorates over time. Really bad on the top up here. I'm not going to pull the headlight out, but you get the gist of it. They did not look great. So this is the first time I've replaced headlights on a 200, and everything went pretty smooth. So as you can see, the original stamp here on the side where it says Land Cruiser, and obviously these will come with the vehicle. So if you do purchase that, this specific Land Cruiser, they will come with the vehicle. All right, so, and we do only have one key. So let me, I have that in my pocket, and there you go. So I do have one key fob. This car does have factory remote start. I'll go over that later in the video. But let's get going on the monitors and continue on. All right, so let's get this thing fired up. And there we go. We got a nice little cold start going. No warning lights, nothing like that. As we see, our mileage 135,994. So as I spoke on, once we do this test drive, it's likely that it's going to be 136,000 miles. So let's get this scanner plugged up. And we will wait for it to pop up, and then we will check our monitors. And then I'm going to discuss the headlights before we pull it outside. Then we'll get it outside and do our normal thing. So there's our monitors. We got 9 monitors right there. All 9 are active and ready to be tested. So there's not any issues as far as the emissions goes. This car will pass emissions in all 50 states. So since we have it on, go ahead and just do this under the hood. Everything sounds great. Look how nice all of our apron looks. That is a rust-prone area for vehicles that have been in rusty climates. All of our fittings back where our heater coolant tees are look great. Sounds like a healthy 5.7 to me. So as we said, I mentioned a few minutes ago about the radiator. This radiator has been replaced. This is going to be the newer style factory radiator. So that's always a plus. As I mentioned, lots of good service history on this car. Hood pad looks great. We do have factory remote start on this car, which I'll go over towards the end of the video. Alright, so now on to the headlights. As I showed you guys a second ago, the headlights were peeling or cracking or just doing what they do, you know, on these 200s that are more susceptible in these warmer climates, hotter climates, however you want to describe that. One thing I do want to mention on the headlights. So this is the first time that I have replaced headlights on a 200. They are aftermarket headlights, which there's no obviously issues with the units themselves, and I did some research prior to purchasing these headlights. The one thing that I didn't get any feedback on, anytime the headlights are on any 200 series Land Cruiser, these LED strips that are on the bottom of the headlight, I know most of you know, should be on. As we see, these are not on. And I have done what I can to try to get them to work. Now, being a car guy in my mid-40s, messing with cars since I've been a teenager. When I was much younger, when LED technology was new, and I was trying to put LED lights on the interior of my car, exterior of my car, you get all kinds of flickering issues if the amperage is too high, too low, and you've got to have different relays that work with those LED lights for them to work properly. So I'm not sure if that's the case here, but nonetheless, again, the LED strips, they are only on when your headlights are on. So that it's not like they are on 100% of the time, and you're not going to have those. So if you're asking me, it's not like they produce any light. They're just there for aesthetic. Not a huge deal. That's why I'm not too concerned with it. I would rather have the look of a new headlight rather than what I showed you guys a few minutes ago. But that's why the factory headlights will be with the car. If it drives you crazy and you have to have it, well, then you have the factory headlights where you can put them back in the car yourself. But you know, these headlights are brand new and they look great. Aside that, as far as the LED light goes, the only other difference is our turn signal amber part of the headlight is a little bit longer. It's much shorter on the factory one, so it's just a little bit longer. Most people might not notice that, but obviously standing side by side, you can tell. So but while we're here, all of our lights are working good. We've got our HID headlights and our normal halogen fog light bulbs All are working well on both sides. Let me cruise around back here. Take a look at these brake lights. All of our brake lights are working as they should. We see that we have our 2 tag lights, so everything looks great there. Let's fire up these high beams. So you got your high beams, fog lights will turn off. There's your high beam lights. And I'll show you here in a second, if you're not familiar, what the daytime running lights look like on this car. Let's fire up this left side blinker. Good to go there. Blinker in our mirror, working as it should. And left tail light blinker working as it should. Coming back around to the passenger side blinker, working as it should. Blinker in the mirror, working as it should. And finally, right side blinker in the rear, working as it should. So let's turn the lights off so I can show you what they look like off. So again, going back to what I said, let me shut that blinker off. Going back to what I said about the factory headlights. So even when the headlights are off, that is all you're gonna get as far as the daytime running lights. These LED lights are not on when the headlights are off. Now, if you turn the accessory part of the lights on, so meaning just where you're supposed to turn on like this setting right here, that would allow the LED strips to be on. But again, since they're not working here on this car, you're not going to see that. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. Very minor detail. I'd rather have the new headlights than I would anything else. So let me pop under the undercarriage since we're here before we pull it outside. And CV axle looks great. Our steering rack, if I can get it there, it looks fantastic. No leaking going on. No rust. Everything looks great as it should. Steering rack looks great. CV axle is nice. Not leaking anything. And that is what, obviously it's a little dusty, but that is what you want to see when you're looking at a frame on any 100 or 200. It's just a bunch of dust, no rust. Spare tire has been down, as you can tell. Everything looks really good back here, though. KDSS fittings are great looking. So there you have it. So now that we've covered all that, let's get this thing outside and start the exterior and interior showcase. All right, so here we are outside with it. It's been a while since I've done this, so hopefully I don't miss anything. If I do, let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to update the video. So briefly, and this was part of the thought between replacing the headlights, was We did paint the front bumper and we did paint the hood, and this was just for your normal minor 11-year-old, just road rash, bug damage, things like that over time. And if you guys watch my videos and are familiar, you know that that is pretty normal for what we do. We don't really hold back on these cars, and we get them the way that we would want them if we were buying them for our, for ourselves. So again, front bumper's been painted, hood's been painted, headlights are new, and that just really freshens up the front of it. It really makes it kind of pop, and makes it look nice. So let's take a look. So not much to say about this front bumper. As I said, it just got painted. So there's nothing going on with it. No damage, no rock chips, nothing like that. Everything looks great, and as it should. We've already gone over the headlights, so we know everything looks good there. The grille itself, you will see right here, something has kind of gouged the grille. It's not anything major, but as you can see, that is there. That's the only part of the grille that is damaged, and if I stand back, you can see it's fairly minor. Our radar for the sensing cruise control and our front-facing camera all looks good and works as it should, and we'll go over that here briefly. The hood is in fantastic shape, looks just like the front bumper. I'm going to do my best to showcase this silver off the way it is. Sometimes that can be difficult, but again, it just got painted, so there's no rock chips, and this was not, there were some minor rock chips towards the front of the hood, and just as I said, normal bug damage and whatnot. The proper way to fix this is to prep it where you prep all of the imperfections out of the hood, and then you sand it, and then you prime it, and you paint it. So that is what happened here, where a lot of people will just paint over what is already there. You'll have fresh paint, but you'll still have the indentions and the marks and whatnot that you'll see. So none of that going on here. Nothing to worry about there. So we'll kind of keep moving on down the side of the car. There's no other dents, no other damage, no other anything going on with this car, obviously. All of our trim down here, the lower belt moldings and all of our chrome looks really nice. None of it's peeling or lifting like some of them will do. Our A-pillar rolling into our rail looks great. There's no dents or nothing going on there. I'll try to showcase that here. So one thing, and this is my fault, this is the original PPF, or the plastic that they put on this at the hood. You can see it's still on the mirror, so the mirror's in great shape underneath this. I should have had this taken off at detail. I just flat out forgot. So that's still on there. It's still protecting the mirror. This is just what happens over time, where it kind of starts to peel, and then you get dirt and whatnot under it that sticks to the glue that you can't get off. So really the only way to fix that would be get this PPF off, which would not be a big deal. I'm just trying to figure out why I didn't do that. Our camera underneath is in great shape, and there's not any issues. So let me back up just a little bit. Show you a few little touch-up spots. There is one right here. I know there is one right here. There's one right here. A little bit bigger one right here. These are very minor. This color touches up fairly well, as you can see. So nothing other than that, everything looks great. It's a good representation of the side of the car. Step bar just shows very little wear right in here, which is normal. On these 200s, you're going to see that. So we do have our PPF, as you see, the Toyo Guard stuff that's under the door handle. That all looks to be in good shape. Keep on moving here. The side of this car is in great shape. There's not a lot of touch up on it. There is some on the door handle right here itself, the rear door handle. There is one little spot right here. But other than that, that's really all we got going on down the side of this car. It looks great. So our roof, we don't have any clear peeling, any fading, any cracking, anything going on. There's not any damage. And our crossbars are intact. Let me hit this wheel real quick. As we see, left rear wheel is in great shape. We don't have any curbing or damage or anything like that going on. And these are the Cooper Discover ATPs. And surprisingly, they ride really, really good. When I bought this, I was for sure I was gonna have to do something with these tires, but they actually ride really, really well. I was very surprised. So the left front wheel all looks to be in good shape, and the tread depth, as I'm showing you right now, I didn't mention on the rear, plenty of tread left on those tires, so you don't have anything to worry about there. We did also paint this rear bumper. Same thing, it had some minor scratches right here, had some scratches on the tow hook cover. So I just had him go ahead and do that as well. So the bumper is freshly painted, so there's not any damage or anything going on. Our lower tailgate looks great. No damage down here towards the bottom, which can be a spot where they will get damaged. People backing into things. But everything looks great. There's this touch-up spot right here. A few right here. Very minor. But just want to point them out. Other than that, the lower gate itself is in fantastic shape. Coming up to the upper part, and everything looks really nice. The spoiler itself does have some scratches on it. Start over here on the side. These have all been touched up, and they are very minor in my opinion. And you can kind of see as I walk along that On the face, there's just a few little scratches. Let me see if I can step up here real quick. Whoa. Not like that. It's not really getting it any better, but the top part of the spoiler looks great. It's literally just the edge that you're going to see those scratches. Here's a good shot of the back of the roof. No damage, most importantly, on our GPS right there antenna. So again, you can just see some very minor scratches. If you didn't know they were there, you probably wouldn't see them. But definitely want to point that out. So we do have some minor touch up here in this jamb of the lower part of the gate. That's just a water spot that I'll get off, but do have some minor scratches that have all been touched up. No damage or anything like that. So again, very minor. Car is obviously 11 years old, so you're going to see these types of things. Coming back here to our cargo area, storage. And we do have our toolkit. Not going to pull that out. There are pictures of it on the website, and it is a complete kit, so there's nothing missing from it. So our plastic right here does show just a little bit of wear, as you can see. No significant gouging or anything like that, most importantly, is what I would be concerned with. So these are just kind of top surface scuffs and scratches that you're going to see. All right, buddy, let's get this thing straight. As you can see, everything looks great under here. All of our factory seam seal looks fantastic. So no damage, and there's most importantly no rust under here. Everything looks awesome. Coming back to the rear bumper, factory clips, everything lines up really nice. Same thing with the driver's side. And then running up our rear jamb here, there's our factory spot welds as they molded the quarter panel into this car all the way up. Everything looks perfect. All of our bolts look great. None of them have been turned. And then coming back down this passenger side jamb, much like the driver's side. All right, so we do have a factory black mat here. Let's pull this out and see what the carpet looks like underneath. And as you can see, it looks great. This mat has been down clearly most of this car's life and has prevented any kind of damage or staining or anything like that. Let's see if I can get this back in here. Oh. All right. So as we know, pre-2016, these panels are foam that are on the back of these seats. So they will dent if you have stuff in the cargo area, as you can see. Nothing major, there's not any holes or anything like that, but it is showing a little bit of denting going on there. Not quite as much on this passenger side, really more on the driver's side itself. I wouldn't say that's anything major. But again, I will leave that up to you guys. That is just my opinion. Seen 8 million times worse, obviously. Bottom of our right rear third row seat looks to be in great shape. Hit over here real quick. So our rear panel here, do have a little bit of scuffing going on here, here, and here. But again, no gouging, no major damage, anything like that. Do have a few little scratches right here. Oh. So the back of the right rear seat is in great shape. Bottom of the left rear seat all looks nice. Stickers starting to peel off, which you will see from time to time. Do have one scratch that runs right here on that plastic. Other than that, the rest of the cargo looks great. All of our headliner is in fantastic shape. We don't have any cuts or damage or anything like that going on. So nothing to really showcase there. And this is the headrest that goes right there. Does have a dent in it from being stored for as long as it's been stored, but most people don't put those on or have them on. So yeah, let's finish this little up, and we'll turn the car around and get going on the passenger side and move on to the interior. Alright, so here we are on the passenger side. Alright, so our rail on this passenger side looks great, along with our roof rack. Coming down to the A-pillar. No damage, very little touch-up on this car. This is a susceptible area to rocks and chips and whatnot, but everything looks really nice. So there are a few little touch-up spots here on this edge. One here. One here. A couple right here. That's all I see on this fender. I'll stand back just a little bit so you get an idea. Very hard to see. A little bit of touch-up right here. And as you can see, for reference, on the size of these spots in comparison to my finger. All of our molding, our step bars, our lower belt, not belt moldings, our chrome moldings, I should say, all look really nice. Not really seeing the wear on the step bar that you saw on the driver's side. Camera looks good, it's not cracked. Again, we do have our plastic or our PPF here on this mirror. This is a good representation of what the front bumper and the hood looked like before I painted it. All right, so right rear wheel, great shape. Same tires over here with the same tread depth. This front wheel, do have some minor curbing that goes from essentially right here all the way down to right here. Doesn't really go onto the face of the wheel, but that is there. Other than that, it's very hard to see too. Other than that, the wheel looks great. And we do have our matching tire up here as well. All right, so right front door panel, let's get going on this. Pay attention to our edges. Everything looks really nice there. I don't see any damage or anything going on. You do have some minor scuffs right here that run all the way out this handle, and it kind of runs down the plastic trim right here. Top of our door panel all looks really nice. Our pull itself looks great. Look how nice our jamb looks, our kick plate looks, the carpet right here. While I'm talking about that, I will go ahead and carpet underneath the right front. Everything looks awesome. Seat plastic itself looks great shape. Bottom of the seat looks awesome. Top of the seat as well. Dash all looks good. Glove box. A few little minor scuffs down there. Not anything crazy. Alright, so get this gimbal to straighten up. The seat does go forward. Does come back. Does recline, and it does come back up. And we'll look here. Look how nice the side of the console looks. We don't have a bunch of marks from the seat belt itself. Do have some minor scratches right here. Very minor little detail. A few little scuffs here on our plastic trim, the silver part. Wish there was a way to get those out or off, and that includes the trim that's here, but whatever it's made out of, there's just not, there's not a way to do that. Let me hit this window real quick. All right. So right rear door panel. Edges look great. I don't have any damage or anything going on. Leather right here all looks really nice. Same thing with our pole here. You do have some very light scratches, as you can see on the trim back here. But no damage on the panel or major scratching or anything like that, most importantly. Jam itself looks great. All of our factory stickers are intact. Come on. Kick plate looks great. Step to get in the third row looks awesome. Back of the passenger seat looks awesome. No damage, no cuts. All of our netting is nice and tight. Seats themselves back here in great shape. We will turn that on in just a minute, but showcasing the headliner, everything looks really nice up there. We show this third row seat. As you can see, we do have our normal standard indentions from the seat belts, from the seats being down for as long as they typically are, but other than that, everything looks to be in order with the third row seats. More shots of the headliner. What you're seeing right there is just it's an indention in the, that is not a cut, and it's not through the material. It's literally an indention, because obviously the headliner is foam. Let me step back a little bit so you can see it. Other than that, nothing to write home about. Get in here. So the back of the console, you can see there is a minor scratch on the back of the armrest itself. Other than that, everything looks good back here. Registers work. Neither are broken. I can switch modes. Audio knobs are intact. Everything looks nice there. Let me get this mat up. Few little minor spots on the carpet, but not anything major. Trying to get this thing back in here. Alright, I'll mess with that as we keep moving here. So back of the driver's seat looks great. No cuts, no damage, nothing going on. Our net looks really nice and tight. A few little scuffs right down here. Everything looks great back here. Kick plate looks awesome. Step into the third row looks good. We do have some scratches right here in this jam. If I can get this to straighten up. You can see right here that run across the sticker. There's a small dent right there. Not anything major, but it's there. Shot of the third row from this side. Let me pull down this armrest. Rear cup holder for the middle row seats works as it should. You have something right here. I don't know what that is. There are not any holes or anything like that, but do have the normal kind of scuffing going on all this silver trim, as I've been speaking on, but rest of the panel looks great. All our wood looks fantastic. Everything works as it should. Alright, so you do have some kind of repair that was done at some point right in this area. Probably from the seatbelt being hung out the door, and the door was shut with the seatbelt right there. Doesn't look terrible, but it's there. Rest of the panel looks to be in great shape. Same little minor scuffing going on with our silver trim, but not anything crazy. Jam looks really nice. Our kick plates look really nice. So as you can see right here, some kind of repair was done here and here on the plastic and the seat itself. Other than that, you do have a little bit of, I would just say, wear from likely somebody having lotion on their legs. That's pretty common to see from time to time. Not anything major going on with it, but I would just want to make note of that for you guys. Other than that, I don't see any issues with the seat. Side of the console looks really nice. Our armrest itself is in great shape. There's our DVD remote. I'll get to the cool box here in just a minute. Actually, let me move this seat. Coming forward, coming back, and recline, coming back up. So we don't have any issues there. Carpet underneath the mat looks awesome. We don't have any holes or anything going on in our normal wear spots, so everything looks great as far as that goes. All right, so cool box. I'm sure you can hear that it's on. So everything works as it should there. Everything looks really nice on the center stack, other than the one little spot that I pointed out right there. Very minor wear on the shift knob. All of our piano wood, the black, all looks really nice. A few little minor scratches in here from people putting their keys and stuff like that, but not anything major. heated and ventilated seats do work. Actually, let's do the backup camera. And then we will go to the front-facing camera. And then we'll kind of change views here. Down the sides, as you see. Sides, rear. And then back to the front and the right side. Alright. Let's open. We're going to tilt up the sunroof. Bring it back down. And then I'm going to open it. Alrighty. Let's fold down this rear DVD. And there you go. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off so you can see it fold back up. Alright, coming back to the radio. So we're going to go to AM. I'm going to try to... You can hear, obviously, the radio works. Don't want to get copyright by YouTube, so I'm not going to go through a bunch of different channels. But again, I've spent some time in this car. The radio works. There's not any issues there. I can toggle between the different settings. And the satellite radio is not active, so you'd have to activate that yourself. Climate control. I'm going to turn the 4-zone on. You can watch up there, the temperature will come down. AC is nice and cold in here, and as you see, it's 59 degrees outside, so I'm going to turn that down. We do toggle between our different settings. Front defrost, rear defrost. We hit the audio. Here's our setup page where I can go through and kind of customize things how I want them. Just showing this for information purposes. So everything works as it should there. Here's our map, or actually destination points, I should say. Here's our map. So everything works as it should there. All right, horn works. Steering wheel's in great shape. No damage. Wood's all really nice shape. We don't have any cracking or peeling or anything like that. All of our silver and our buttons look awesome. No peeling or chipping or anything like that going on over here. I can toggle between the displays used on the steering wheel, as you see I'm doing right now. Can turn the radio up. I'm going to turn it right back down because they're talking about a company and I don't want to get hit. So the steering wheel does come up, does go back down, comes out to me, and does go back in. As we know, our blinkers work, our high brights work, windshield wipers. Everything works there as it should. So here's our mirrors. We can see that we have both of our mirrors out. We're going to fold them in. And then we'll fold them back out. And we are going to move the mirror down, out, back up, and in. Driver's side, out, down, up, back in. So everything looks good there the way that it should. Heated steering wheel does come on and does work, I can tell you that. Park assist is already on. Rear side curtain airbags, you can turn those off if you want. Traction control, definitely not going to be spraying the headlights because that makes a mess. One little spot right here, I'm not sure what caused that, but just want everybody to see that. Visors. Alrighty then. So let me go close some doors and let's take this thing for a spin. All right, so we're about to take off for a quick little drive. Let's check for low. We're going to go into neutral, and we are going to simply twist that just like that. And there we go. We are in for low. As you can see, there's our multi-terrain select, different modes. And as you see, I'm kind of toggling between those right now. Also, when you go into 4 low, you're going to get this camera view. So everything looks good there. Let's come back to high. As you see, we are back in 4 high and ready to drive. So let's go. It's crazy this thing only has 135,000 miles. Typically these things are becoming harder and harder to find with lower mileage. Now that they're 10 years old and often older, the low mileage stuff is going away. All right, so main things we want to listen for: any kind of drivetrain noise, wheel bearing noise, brake noise, things like that, that can be common on these. As most of you know, I've already spent time in this, and I know that there is none of that going on, but do want to display that for everybody. We got some traffic here, so we'll just hang tight. There are no odors inside this car. It's very neutral smelling in here. Overall, this is a really nice car. It's going to be priced very well, all things considered, in my opinion. And we'll be excited to pass it along to one of you. Here we go. Nice and quiet, no wheel bearing noise, no odd drivetrain noises. All right, we're at 135,995. All right, look how nice the steering wheel is, nice and straight. Obviously it was just aligned, as I said. So we're gonna come on the brakes here. We're gonna watch for shaking. Brakes feel fantastic. Again, the front brakes were done in March, which you can see that on the Carfax. And then I just serviced the rear brakes. So, not anything to worry about regarding brakes. Steering wheel is nice and straight. It's not shaking at all. We're going to come on the brakes again here in just a second. Look how straight the steering wheel is as far as not moving around when I hit the brakes. And I'm telling you guys, these tires actually ride really, really well. They're not loud. You know, they're not new, but they don't need to be replaced anytime soon. So I don't know, as these tires age, if they'll start to get noisy like the KO2s, the BF Goodrich will get. But these, from my point of view, ride great. They're not loud, and they've surprised me. All right, so let's see. Well, we only ended up at 135,996, so maybe it will stay under 136. All right, so let's shut it off. We're gonna do two last things. All right, so as I spoke on earlier in the video, this 200 does have factory remote start. So the way to check that is we are gonna hold the key fob, we're gonna hit lock 3 times, and on the 3rd time, we're gonna hold it until we get a beep feedback. There we go. And there you have it. So now it's running. The other thing I wanna mention is door lock actuators. So you will not, I can't lock this car and go up to it and pull the door handles because it's keyless entry. So the car will unlock and it'll open. But the way to test that is when you lock it, if you don't get that beep feedback, then you know you've got a door lock actuator bad somewhere. Since we're getting that feedback, we know that we don't have any issues with the door lock actuators. So I'm gonna turn the car back off by holding the lock button. There was that beep feedback, so we know we don't have any actuator issues and the car is back off again. All right, so there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I felt a little rusty during it. Let me know in your comments what you think. This will be online in the next day or so. Again, we're mid-October, so you will see that here shortly. As always, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. Chris@HilsonLuxury.com. Or you can get me anytime at 678-454-6060. Talk to you soon.